What's good, y'all? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how I design using my brand new asset pack. I just dropped it and it's got over 150 graphic design assets and it's only $10. So if you're trying to speed up your workflow and really level up your designs, this pack is definitely going to help with that. I'm going to walk you through how I use these assets in real time so that you can apply them directly to your own creative projects. So whether you've been designing or you're just getting started, these assets are essential for plugging right into your process. My design asset pack is live now at quadrasupply.com if you guys are interested. I'll also be sure to link it in the description below if you guys want to follow along. But that's enough talking now. Let's jump right into the designs. Okay, so first things first, of course, we want to go ahead and set up our canvas for today's designs. So today's canvas that we're going to be working on is going to be 4,000 pixels by 4,000 pixels, and that's going to be at 300 DPI. I'm going to press this check button here. Now that we have our blank canvas, we want to take this a step further and go ahead and set this up as well. So we're going to go to canvas and then turn on our drawing guides. Now we want to edit that drawing guide, and for now we're just going to turn this on to symmetry, and we can leave our opacity at about 50 and our thickness at about 50 as well. And this will just create a center line for us that'll keep all of our designs on track for today. So now that we have that, jumping right into our concepts, what I want to do is go up here to our actions menu again, and we're going to go to add, and then we're going to pull up Quatro's assets pack, which is going to have 150 plus unique PNGs for you to use in any of your creative projects. So now I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom for our first concept, and I'm going to be using this tribal 3 PNG. So we're just going to tap that one time and we'll see it'll import. So now here I am on my uniform transform tool, and I'm just going to drag this to size, and we just want this to be on one side of our canvas for now. So I'm going to just expand this out a little bit more and making sure that this middle point is kind of touching that little center line. And then from here, what we can do is go ahead and duplicate this. And now we can go to our arrow tool, and now we're going to do a horizontal flip. And also, quick tip, we can turn on our snapping tools, and that'll make pulling something over a lot easier and keeping it on the same kind of vertical plane. So if we didn't do that and we flip it back, it can kind of just get lost on the other side, and it'll be kind of hard to match it up, as opposed to when we do have our magnetics on, it just makes it a lot easier to drag our design over. So we can have a duplicate on the other side as well. Okay, so now we have this little center line, and we can zoom in a little bit closer just to really make sure everything is on track. Okay, and I think that looks pretty nice. And as we see with these two tribal designs kind of formed together, it forms this nice little heart shape right here in the middle. And right there, I think we can throw in another asset as well. So I'm going to scroll back to the bottom down here, and I'm going to be using this twinkle now. And I'm just going to go ahead and import that. And then we can downsize this, and that can fit right here in the middle of this little heart shape right about there. And I think that looks pretty good for our first concept. There's a lot of different places you could take this tribal style design. If you wanted to throw your brand name up here, anything like that, put some words down here at the bottom, make this a t-shirt, make this a poster, anything that you could really think of. I think this is a great base to really get that ball rolling. And I just grouped all of this up, and we're just going to call this our tribal concept for today. And we can move right on to our next concept now. So I'm going to add in another new layer. And this one is going to be fairly simple. It's just going to be a skull and crossbones. So what we can do is go up here to our insert file. And the first thing that I want to do is go down here to our skull. We'll go ahead and drop that skull in there. And then we can kind of reshape this to size how we'd want it. And then I'm going to go back, insert the file, and we're going to locate our crossbones. So that's just going to be here. So we see our crossbones is kind of covering the eyes. So we just want to expand this out. And because both of our designs are black, what we could do is kind of decrease the opacity on our skull for a second, just to really get the placement of our crossbones, which is going to be in our background, right? To kind of see how we'd want those to go. And then we can bring back our opacity up. And then from here, what I want to do is tap on our crossbones, and I'm going to click on mask. Just with any brush selected, what the mask is going to allow for us to do is erase out the pieces that are covering up our main design, which is kind of the skull, because we want those crossbones to kind of live in the background behind our skull. So I'm just going to now be erasing onto this mask. And what this mask is doing is basically taking the hit or shielding our actual crossbones in the background. So we're not doing any damage to that. We're only damaging the mask. And that's kind of, like I said, taking the hit for us to create this design. This is a fairly simple classic design, skull and crossbones. But again, there's a lot of different places you could take this. So now let's go ahead and group our skull and crossbones up. And we can rename this and just call this our bones for now. So now we have our tribal, we have our bones, And let's move right on to our next concept. Okay, so we're gonna add in another new layer, and I'm gonna go back to insert a file. I'm gonna scroll down some, and I'm gonna locate the planet now. So now we have our planet here, and what I wanna do is add in another new layer. So now that we have our planet, let's insert another file, and we're going to be locating the shooting star. Okay, so here's our shooting star, and with the shooting star, so here we see it up here. Again, what I'm gonna do is drop our opacity on our planet here in the background. So now that's kind of grayed out a little bit. We can kind of see where our star can form, where we can get our star to where it would look nice on our design. So from here, what I wanna do is go ahead and vertically flip this, and then we're gonna drag it down, and we want our star to kind of connect with this arch here, or this ring rather, from the planet. So we're just gonna kind of line that up a little bit and see where we can get this star in, where it'll fit nicely. So I think it can fit right there. So I think right about there will be a nice fit. Okay. So now what I want to do is again turn on mask for our star, and we can go ahead and bring back up the opacity on our planet a little bit. And I'm going to be erasing this little arch from our star because we're going to be combining that arc with the arc from the outer ring of the planet, if that's making sense. So now that we can kind of see that arc syncing up pretty nicely, what I want to do is turn on a mask again for our planet, and I'm going to be erasing this little ring over here, and our star is basically going to take over the role for being that kind of swoop for our ring here. So I'm just going to zoom in and clean this up a little bit so it looks a little bit more seamless as well. So now we have this planet graphic, and this is another one of those concepts where you can really add a lot to this. So if we wanted to add in a couple little twinkles, we could definitely do that. Some stars in the background, anything like that, I think would really enhance a design like this. But I think that about wraps up our third concept. So that's going to be our shooting star planet one. Let's just call this our planet group. Okay. Now with our planet, we have 3 down. Let's go ahead and move on to our next concept. And I'm going to add in another new layer, of course. I'm going to be inserting another file. I'm going to be using the bat for this one. So we have our baseball bat here, and I'm just going to drop this down to size a little bit. And now what I want to do is add in another file, and I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to be looking for our snake. Okay, so we're going to pull our snake in here with our snake layered on top of this bat. It already looks pretty cool, but I want to take this a step further. So I'm going to add a mask to our bat here in our background. So just turn on a mask, and then just with a hard brush selected, what I want to do is just kind of follow the trail of our snake a little bit. So follow how the snake kind of curves around the bat. We can do as much as we'd want to. I'll kind of show you guys 2 different variations. You guys can try out which one looks best for your personal design or your personal style. So we can kind of do one variation where the entirety of the bat is kind of in our background, and the snake kind of lives through it like a zigzag pattern. That's one really cool option that we're kind of drafting out really quick here. Another option is to make the design look a little bit more subtle with showing the snake really wrapping around this bat here. So we can do is kind of add in certain pieces. So here I am with just a white brush selected, and I'm still on my mask. So what that'll do is it'll just allow for us to go through and restore certain parts. So what we can do is just go through and do that pretty quick. So personally, I think that looks a lot nicer, a little bit more subtle. So you still get some detail of the bat, but you also get the hint of the snake and almost a little bit of highlight on certain areas. I think that looks really cool. And of course, you'd want to go through and make sure all of our edges and everything are as seamless and clean cut as possible. But I think for our purposes today of really just getting our feet wet and getting our ideas down, this concept looks really nice as well. So we're going to go ahead and group this one up, and we can just call this our snake layer. So now 4 down, and we're going to add in 1 more layer. Okay, so now back in our PNGs, I'm going to scroll down and locate the flame circle, and I'm just going to drop that down right about there to the center of our screen and adjust that to size a little bit. Now we're going to add in another asset, and I'm going to scroll down, and this one is going to be fairly simple, but we're just going to go with a peace sign for this one. And as we see, our peace sign layered on top of this fire ring already looks pretty cool here. Of course, we could stop right here and run with this however we'd want to. Almost looks like kind of wheel design for maybe like Mercedes or something like that. But what we want to do here is just go ahead and drop this down to size a little bit so our flames on the outside can show as well. And we get that peace sign here in the center of our circle. I'll place that right about there. So this peace sign sits nice and neat kind of within these flames. And even just doing this, I just had another idea as well. So what I want to do is first go ahead and group this up, and we'll call this our piece. And I'm going to duplicate our piece group now. And here on the second one, what I want to do is go to insert another file. And on this one, the asset that I want to use is the 8 ball. So now we have our 8 ball here, but I want to go through and delete our piece on the second one, and we're going to bring in that 8-ball design, and now we're going to drop that to size. And just like I thought, that 8-ball does look really cool within that kind of flame design, also looks really cool with the piece, but that just goes to show like how much variation you can really get out of these PNGs and assets. So let's rename this our piece design. Let's just call this our 8-ball really quick. So now really quick, I'm going to go back through our concepts that we created today. So of course we created that first tribal design using our 2 tribal pieces that we flipped horizontally, and then we threw the star down here in the middle. And then moving on, we have our classic, the skull and crossbones, but we did do a quick trick where we're able to place our crossbones behind the eyes of our skull, so we get a little bit of depth on that. Moving on to our planet, this is just a very cool, simple kind of Y2K-esque aesthetic where we embedded our shooting star asset into the ring of this planet. That I think came out really nice. And we have our snake graphic wrapping around that bat, and this one looks really cool to me, almost like a college baseball team or something like that, but I really like how that one came out. And then we have our piece design here that we just created, and we also have this 8-ball design. And really quick before we get out of here, I want to show you guys a tip for how to add some color to these assets. Of course, all these assets that we've been making today are black and white, which does look really nice, but it does come a time where, you know, you just want a little bit of color to really make your designs pop. So for that, I'm going to be using this 8-ball concept for our color example. So I'm going to click on it one time, and up here on this flame ring, which is sitting above our 8-ball, I'm just going to tap on that one time, and I'm going to turn on alpha lock. And then from there, I want to pull up our classic library, and I'm going to go to the airbrushing section, and I'm going to be using the soft brush right here at the top. And then of course, since these are flames, we want to start with kind of a deeper kind of red, and very lightly I'm just going to start coloring in red down here at the bottom. And as we see, that's adding a nice bit of color to our flames here. And this red to black fade looks really cool, but for this I wanted to try out a more natural flame gradient. So the next step would be kind of like a orange color, like a peachy orange. And then from there, we're just going to color in this middle section kind of to our top, and we can kind of make this orange go down a little bit as well, and we can go all the way to the top with our orange, but again, just being very lightly to make sure we still keep that red down here. And then here at the top, we want to go to kind of a goldish yellow color. So right here at the top, we're going to kind of, again, rinse and repeat that same step and just kind of drop that color down into our flame to create a really nice gradient. And we can also adjust this 8-ball a little bit so it fits a little bit better within our flame. I'm just going to erase this little piece there. So generally, that's how I would go about creating some color variation to our designs. But after that, I think that about wraps up our concepts for today. And yeah, if you learned something, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, all those good things. My brand new asset pack and a bunch of other products of mine are available now on my website at quattrosupply.com. So if you're interested, I definitely suggest you check those out. There's also a lot we didn't get to go over today, which is fine. Just be sure to leave a comment below of what you want to see more of, and I got you with that. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.